Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ernestine Benedict, and I am Vice President of Marketing and Communications at the greatest children's literacy nonprofit in the country, and it's called Reading is Fundamental. You got it, you guys. I want to welcome you to our 45th anniversary party. Woo! All right. So we are streaming our party live online from the Library of Congress Young Readers Center in Washington, D.C. I'm joined here today with some very special friends. I heard I have the smartest class in D.C. with me today. Second graders from Maury Elementary. Say hello. All right. I also have members of RIF's Board of Directors, Margie Pastor and Crystal Echo Hawk. We are so glad to have them here today. And we have the entire RIF staff here with us celebrating, and we have many more dear friends of RIF here too. But I'd like to give an extra special welcome to our guest online. So let's turn around to the camera and wave hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. That was great. I think that everyone online is really going to get a kick out of hanging out today with my friends from Maury Elementary. Well, today I am filled with immense joy and excitement as RIF celebrates its 45th anniversary. To give this party an extra special touch, we are in an extra special place. That's right. Do you remember where I said you are? We are at the Library of Congress Young Reader Center. This is America's library, and here to tell you all about it is a really, really, really dear friend of RIF's and a longtime supporter of all that we do, Mr. John Cole. He is the director of the Center of the Book. John, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Well, thank you, Ernestine. It's a great pleasure to be able to come to such a big and important birthday party. We're all lucky to be here. RIF Reading is Fundamental is now 45 years old. And the organization that I had, which is part of the Library of Congress, is only 34 years old. But I'm cheating a little bit because the Library of Congress is 200 years old, and we're really happy to have you here today. It's the biggest library in the world, and we're very proud that you can be part of this today because the Young Readers Center is only 2 years old. And it's the first time the Library of Congress has allowed and catered to and actually had projects in its buildings for you folks and for your friends. So we're especially happy. I want to introduce Jane Gilchrist, who is the head of the director of the Young Readers Center. Let's give her a wave. And while you're here today for the birthday party, you'll see a couple of other rooms, which are beautifully designed rooms. And you'll see another screen like this screen, which tells you a little bit about the story of the Library of Congress. So we want you to enjoy it and to enjoy the party and to remember that you are one of the first sets of guests to the Young Readers Center in the Library of Congress. Thank you for being here. We're very happy. Let's give ourselves another round of applause. Ernestine, back to our moderator, Ernestine.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you. And John is going to be hanging out with us today because you all are so special. Well, I've got a big secret. Do you like secrets? Yeah! My gosh, oh my gosh. Well, I've got a big secret. One of my all-time favorite books in the whole world is Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. Have you read that book? Oh, a lot of you've read it. That is so wonderful. Well, the main character in the book, Lily, she is one mischievous mouse. She loves school, and she loves celebrating all the adventures in life. And guess what? Lily came all the way from Mousetown to visit you. Lily's here. That's my secret. Lily is here. Lily! Lily! Lily!
Hi, everybody. How are you? That doesn't sound like you're good. How are you? Yay! Well, I am super excited to share my book with you today. My book is called Lily's Purple Plastic Purse, and we're going to read it today. So, it starts off with me. Lily loved school. She loved the pointy pencils. She loved the squeaky chalk. She loved the way her boots went clickety, clickety, clack in the long, shiny hallways. Lily loved the privacy of her very own desk. She loved the fish sticks and chocolate milk every Friday in the lunchroom. And most of all, she loved her teacher, Mr. Slinger. Now, Mr. Slinger was sharp as a tack. He wore very artistic shirts. He wore glasses on a chain around his neck. And he wore a different colored tie for each day of the week. And instead of greetings, students, or good morning, pupils, Mr. Slinger winked and said, howdy. He thought that desks in a row were old-fashioned and boring. Do you rodents think you can handle a semicircle? And he always provided the most tasty snacks. Things were curly and crunchy and cheesy. I want to be a teacher when I grow up, said Lily. Me too, said all of her friends, Chester, Wilson, and Victor. At home, Lily pretended to be Mr. Slinger. I am the teacher, she told her baby brother, Julius. Listen up. Lily even wanted her own set of deluxe picture encyclopedias. Now, what's with Lily, said her mother. I thought she wanted to be a surgeon or an ambulance driver or a diva, said her father. It must be because of her new teacher, Mr. Slinger, said her mother. Wow, said her father. That's just about all I can say. Wow. Whenever the students had free time, they were permitted to go to the light bulb lab in the back of the classroom. There, they expressed their ideas creatively through drawing and writing. Lily went there often. She had lots of ideas. She drew pictures of Mr. Slinger, and she wrote stories about him too. And during sharing time, Lily showed her creations to the entire class. Wow, said Mr. Slinger. That was just all he could say. Wow. Now, when Mr. Slinger had bus duty, Lily stood in line, even though she didn't ride the bus. And Lily raised her hand more than anyone else in class, even if she didn't know the answer. And she volunteered to stay after school and clap erasers. I want to be a teacher when I grow up, Lily said. Excellent choice, said Mr. Slinger. So one Monday morning, Lily came to school especially happy. She had gone shopping with her Grammy over the weekend, and Lily had a new pair of movie star sunglasses, complete with glittery diamonds and a chain just like Mr. Slinger's. She had 3 shiny quarters, and best of all, she had a brand new purple plastic purse that played jaunty time music whenever it was opened. Lily wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Listen to our story. Lily had a hard time listening. Lily really, really wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Let's be courteous of our classmates. Lily had a hard time being courteous and considerate. But Lily really, really, really wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Wait until it's recess or sharing time. But Lily could not wait. The glasses were so glittery, the quarters were so shiny, and the purse played such nice music, not to mention how excellent it was for storing school supplies. Look, Lily whispered fiercely, look everyone, look at what I've got. And everyone looked, including Mr. Slinger, and he was not amused. I'll just keep your things at my desk until the end of the day, said Mr. Slinger. They'll be safe there, and then you can take them home. Lily's stomach lurched. She felt like crying. Her glasses were gone. Her quarters were gone. Her purple plastic purse was gone. Lily longed for her purse all morning. She was even too sad to eat the snack Mr. Slinger had served before recess. Well, that afternoon, Lily went to the light bulb lab, and she was still very sad. She thought, and she thought, and she thought, and then she became angry. And she thought, and she thought, and she thought some more, and then she became furious. And she thought, and she thought, and she thought a little bit longer, and then she drew a picture of Mr. Slinger. Everybody see that picture? I know. When all the students were buttoned and zipped and snapped and tied, ready to go home, Mr. Slinger strolled over to Lily and gave her her purple plastic purse back. It's a beautiful purse, said Mr. Slinger. Your quarters are nice and jingly, and those glasses are absolutely fabulous. You may bring them back to school as long as you don't disturb the rest of the class. I do not want to be a teacher when I grow up, said Lily, and she marched out of the classroom. Well, on the way home, Lily opened up her purple plastic purse. Her glasses and quarters were inside, and so was a note from Mr. Slinger. It said, "Today was difficult. Tomorrow will be better." There was also a small bag of tasty snacks at the bottom of her purse. Lily's stomach lurched. She felt like crying. She felt simply awful. Lily ran all the way home and told her mother and father everything. And instead of watching her favorite cartoon, Lily decided to sit in the uncooperative chair. And she said, I will stay here 1,000,000 years for Mr. Slinger. Why does everything always happen to me? 1051, she's counting down the minutes. And then that night, Lily drew a new picture of Mr. Slinger and wrote a story about him too. There's the picture. I'll read you the story. Lily was really, really sorry. So everyone forgave her, even her parents, even her stinky baby brother, even her especially incredible teacher. And then the sun shined its smiley face down on everyone and everything, even the bugs and worms. The end. Well, Lily's mother wrote a note, and Lily's father baked some tasty snacks for Lily to take to school the next day. I think Mr. Slinger will understand, said Lily's mother. I know he will, said Lily's father. So the next morning, Lily got up early to go to school. She said, these are for you, Mr. Slinger, because I am really, 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 really sorry. Mr. Slinger read the story, and he looked at the picture, and he read the note, and he sampled the snacks. Wow, said Mr. Slinger. That was just about all he could say. Wow. What do you think we should do with this? Asked Mr. Slinger, and he pulled out the other picture. Lily said, could we just throw it away? Excellent idea, said Mr. Slinger. And during sharing time, Lily demonstrated the many uses of her unique qualities of her purple plastic purse, her shiny quarters, and her glittery movie star glasses. Then she did a little performance using them as props. It's called interpretive dance, said Lily. Mr. Slinger joined in. Wow, said the entire class. That was just about all they could say. Wow. Throughout the rest of the day, Lily's purse and quarters and sunglasses were tucked safely in her desk. She peeked at them often, but never disturbed the rest of the class. Right before the last bell rang, Mr. Slinger served Lily's snacks to everyone's delight. "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Mr. Slinger asked. "A teacher," everyone responded. Lily's response was the loudest. "Excellent choice." As the pupils filed out of the classroom, Lily held her purple plastic purse close to her heart. Mr. Slinger was right. It had been a better day. So Lily ran and skipped and hopped and flew all the way home. She was so happy. And she really did want to be a teacher when she grew up. That is, when she didn't want to be a dancer, or a surgeon, or an ambulance driver, or a diva, or a pilot, or a hairdresser, or a scuba diver. The end. Pretty good book, huh? So, I decided that I couldn't be the only person that came to visit you today. So I wanted to do a little scene from our show where I first get my purse. Do you want to see that? Yeah. It's a pretty cool scene. So, do you remember who went shopping with me to get the purse? Grandma. That's right, my Grammy went with me. Grammy! I think she's here. There she is. Hi, Grammy. So, Grammy took me to the store, and we both looked around, and I said, Grammy, everything is so beautiful. It is hard to decide.
Well, keep your eyes peeled. Something is bound to...
Maybe. What?
Lily.
I see.
What did I tell you?
It is the most beautiful purse I have ever seen.
Madame has exquisite taste. This purse, it says to me, look out! But be gentle, for underneath there is a tender heart. Try it on, eh?
Oh, it must be terribly expensive. Oh, look, Grammy, authentic plastic.
It is you, petite Madame Marcel. And now, open the class.
Grammy!
And may I present? Actor du Soleil. Is the glasses? Or the sun?
I am a movie star.
But you are missing one very important thing.
The purse of purple plastic, Mrs.
3 shiny quarters. Oh, yes.
Madame,
Did you get one? Where'd it go?
they're beautiful, but why?
I'll get it. Where is it? That's okay. We'll get it afterwards. Do do ch, do do, do ch, do do da, cha, cha, wow. Yeah! Oh, Grammy!
Off with you now, dear. Mission accomplished. And my shows are on.
Oh, Grammy, I love you. You are the original queen of everything. Oh, my purse, my purple plastic purse. That's it. Thank you. Yay. Hello, Val.
Whoa! Did you like that?
Yay.
I told you I had a super cool secret for you. So, guess what? Lily, she wants you to know all about her life. Does anyone have a question for Lily or her Grammy or the wonderful purple plastic purse seller? All right, I'll take a question right here, but you make sure when I ask you when you ask your question that you tell me your name. And for all of our guests online, just remember you can ask questions too. All you have to do is send an email to the email address just below the video box on your screen. All righty, are you ready? You have a question? Tell me your name.
Patrice.
We have a question from Catrice.
No, Patrice.
Patrice, excusez-moi.
Latrice.
Latrice. Now I got it right. Okay, Latrice, are you ready?
Where was she born?
Where were you born, Lily?
Well, you did say that we came all the way from...
Mouse Town.
Somewhere in Mouse Town.
Isn't that cool? All right, let me see. Who has a question? All right, don't forget to tell me your name.
Basil.
Basil, is that right?
I know sign language.
Oh,
Basil knows
wonderful.
sign language. Now, did you have a question? Okay, tell me your question.
Who was Lily's friends at her school?
Who remembers the names of Lily's friends at school? Do you remember what was one name? Chester. Very good.
Chester.
You could do it. You could do it. Who remembers? Do you remember the other name? Wilson. And there was one more friend. Ah, not Oscar. Yes, I think and Victor. Very good. She got him.
Victor,
Chester,
you
Wilson,
guys are
Victor.
you have
very good.
such good listening ears. Do we have a question from online? All right, Lauren's going to help us with our guest online question.
All right, so Tabor in Williamsburg, Kentucky wants to know, how did you put music in the purse?
Oh. The purse is pretty magical. The music comes out of the purse. So I didn't put music in the purse at all. The music comes from the purse all on its own.
It's
Good
magical.
question. Thank you.
Do we have another question from online?
He's trying to get me.
You want to come up?
Yeah, I'm going to get the cord.
All right, we have another question from one of our online guests.
All right, the question is from California. Why do you always wear red boots?
That's a great question. Do you like my boots? Yeah, me too. You don't like them, you have black ones. Lily loves these boots. Lily loves to play dress up. And so a big reason why she wears the boots is because for her, it's like a costume piece. And so she loves to play dress up and wear costumes. So these red boots are her signature costume. We see them in all the books.
Ooh.
Like these guys.
All right, do we have another question? All right, don't forget to tell me your name. Janaya, what's your question?
How old were you when you were first born?
How old were you when you were
I
first?
know. 0. Do you want to know how old I am now? Lily's probably in about, what do we say, first grade maybe? Yeah, probably in about first grade. But you guys are what? Second grade. So you would be a little bit older than Lily is.
7.
She's little, that's right. Probably 6.
All
I should
right.
be little.
We have
Am I
one
not little?
more. We
I
have.
look little? No.
All right. Do
I'm
we
smaller
have
than
another
me.
question here?
We are.
All right. Tell me your name.
My name is Cardell. Where were you born? Hold up. Where did you come from? Where are you born?
Ardell's a little confused, so we're going to get back to him. Do we have another question from an online guest? Oh, here we go.
All right, the people in Williamsburg, Kentucky are really active today. So we have a question from Isabella, and I think it's a great one. Why do you want to be a teacher?
Oh, that's pretty easy question to answer. Lily is a big fan of Mr. Slinger. She loves the way that he teaches everything. She loves that he brought the light bulb lab to their school, and so she's so impressed with him that she decides when she grows up, she wants to be just like Mr. Slinger and be a teacher. You're right, that's not you, I'm sorry. And be a
All
teacher.
right. We're going to take one more question. Let's see. All right, I'm going to go over here. Don't worry. Lily's going to hang out a little bit longer. You ready?
Huh?
What's your favorite subject?
Oh, I drew them on my dress.
All right, Nina would like to know, what is your
Quarters.
favorite subject?
Oh, my favorite subject. Oh, gosh. I think Lily would say something creative, something around the arts, probably drawing. She really loves to go to the light bulb lab. So I would say that she is somewhat of an artist in training.
Fantastic. Well, you guys, we've run out of time for questions, but don't you worry. You can still submit questions online, and we'll try to answer them, because this performance is going to be available on our site on demand. So isn't that cool? So let's give our wonderful, wonderful Lily and her friends another round of applause.
Yay! Yeah, I think we can go now. Bye! Good question, Latrice. I'm not sure where we're going.
Well, I know you are all excited, and I hope our friends online are having a good time too. I have two very important announcements. Do you know when you're in school and you get announcements from the principal over the PA, and you listen very intently? All right. Well, as you know, today is our 45th anniversary. And since our founding all the way back in 1966, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? We have been giving the gift of reading to kids all over the country. We've given away 380 million books. That is 380 million magical moments with reading, just like the exciting time you had with Lily. So, to honor this legacy, we have a very special presentation. I'd like to have our board member, Miss Margaret Pastor, come and join me. And we also have a representative, hello, from the DC Public Schools. Her name is Lisa Strepik, and she is a curriculum specialist. And I'd like to also have her come and join me. Welcome, Lisa. Thank you. All right. So, guess who I have standing next to me? I have the daughter of RIF's founder standing right next to me. So Margaret McNamara Pastor is her name, and her mother's name is Margaret McNamara. And she started Reading is Fundamental 45 years ago to make sure that boys and girls just like you had the opportunity to have books at home and read them anytime you want to. Isn't that amazing? Well, to celebrate that, her daughter, Mrs. Pastor, has made a special donation. 2 exciting book collections will go to your school, and I have the books right here. And she is making sure that the schools that Reading is Fundamental provides books to in Washington, D.C. also have book collections. So she has donated a total of 70 book collections to the D.C. Public Schools. And I would like to give you... Lisa, we thank you for accepting this donation on behalf of all of the children. These book collections are incredibly inspiring, I hope, to all of the children that read them. And they have activities to go with them online. So today we present this certificate to you.
Well, thank you all so much for having me here today, and I am just so excited that so many great books are coming to young people like we have here today, and all of the classrooms in DC public schools. And as a former teacher not too long ago, and a parent, as well as a DC public school employee, I'm just so thrilled to be part of this today. So thank you very much for your donation, and thank you all for being here today.
Thank you. All right, there's more excitement. I'm not sure if you can take it, but we're gonna go for it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but if you look behind me, we have a bold new electric look for Reading is Fundamental. That's right, we have a new logo and we have new characters that help us tell you how excited we are about our mission. And it marks the beginning of a national brand awareness campaign that is going to kick off throughout the year to come. And as you can see to my left, your right, that there is a very large balloon coming out of that new mark because we are celebrating. And there is so much more to come. Of course, this anniversary, we are excited about our new look for a new year. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. So, what would a party be without cake? Not a party. Okay. Well, I think I got your engines revved up. All right, a reading party. I like that answer. Well, we have a wonderful cake over here. And before we cut that cake, I would like for you guys to join me in the most rousing singing of Happy Birthday you've ever belted out. All right, and I would hope that the folks online would join us too. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rick. Happy birthday to you. Oh my goodness! You guys are gonna make tears fall from my eyes. I'm so overjoyed. Well, I would really like to have Margie and John and Lisa come back up and join me in doing the honors of cutting our beautiful cake. And just after, we will sign off. And I hope that I know that you guys online may or may not have cake with you, but I really hope that this was a special treat for you. And we are so thankful that you joined us. So would you like to come up and cut the cake with me? I'm just going to move this out. All right, the good deed has been done. There will be cake for all. Thank you so much. All right, well, we're going to officially sign off for our online guests for now, but we want you to stay connected. We want to hear from you. You can visit us anytime on our CEO's blog, Rasco from RIF, and you bet we're on Facebook and we're on Twitter, so we hope we definitely hear from you. And so, you know what? We are going to spark a reading renaissance across America. I think we did a great job today of telling everyone how exciting reading is. So I want all of you out there in Onlineville and all of you here to unite with RIF as book people as we celebrate our 45th anniversary. Thank you for joining us. And once again, happy birthday to RIF. Bye, everybody. Let's wave goodbye.